So today we are going to talk about replacing the fuel filter. This is something you should do every single year, no questions asked. Just plan on doing this every single year. And in some dirty work environments, you might need to replace it more often than that. You're going to need a new fuel filter, and we want to keep them nice and clean. So they're going to stay in a Ziploc bag, and I'm going to try not to handle them with my bare hands at all. Whether they're clean or dirty, I want to keep them absolutely as clean as possible before I set them into service. This is just a piece of bent wire, and it's the magic tool. So just go ahead and make yourself a little bent fish hook to help snag that fuel filter out of the fuel tank. And then if you want the deluxe version, we're going to have something like these hemostats to just hold the fuel line in place. This is not necessary, but it sure is a nice tool to have. So now to replace the fuel filter, it doesn't really matter if your saw is full or empty or anywhere in between. It is nice if it's not full of gas, but doesn't really have that much of an impact on the procedure. I'm just removing the entire fuel cap, which is very easy to do. These just squeeze together and you're able to pull it out or place it back in. So very easy to remove the fuel cap. Don't be afraid to take that off. Get that completely out of the way. I use the fish hook to snag the fuel line, and then I just pull everything up out of the fuel tank here. There's plenty of fuel line to do this, so don't worry that you're going to damage anything. I'm really just working with my fingertips. This is not a hard exercise to do. I'm just capturing it up here, and I'm able to pull that fuel filter right out. Here's where I use the forceps just to capture that fuel line, just so I don't lose it, doesn't fall back in. At this point, replacing the fuel filter is just plug and play. It just pops off the end of the fuel line, and the new one pops right back on. They are proprietary size fuel lines, so every brand you'll need to make sure you've got the right size fitting on the fuel filter to fit that diameter of hose. So you will probably need to get some brand specific fuel filters for your chainsaw, but other than that, they're all plug and play, very, very easy to replace, and you absolutely can do it in less time than I've taken to explain it. So at this point, the fuel filter has been replaced. We drop it right back in the fuel tank. And this, like I said, we just squeeze these two ends together and it captures the rope that holds the fuel cap from being lost. Fill up with a full tank of gas and you're back in business. Good for another year.